a tape machine playing horse galloping noises, an old Stroh violin, and a book of Bukowski. These are the things Tom Waits uses to create the music that has changed lives and music. When asked about his literary influences in a Pitchfork interview dated November of 2006, Tom Waits responded with, "I'm usually more concerned with how things sound than how they look on the page. Some people write for the page, and that's a whole other thing. I'm going for what it sounds like right away, so it may not even look good on the page. But I'm still a word guy. I'm drawn to people who use certain vernacular and communicate with words. Words are music, really. I mean, people ask me, do you write music, or do you write words?" The interest of Tom Waits' life and influence is undeniable, and his work is unprecedented. According to Biography.com, Thomas Allen Waits was born in Pomona, California. He was one of 3 children to Jesse and Alma Waits, who were both school teachers. His father left when he was 6 years old, meaning he was mostly raised by his mother. In his adolescence, Tom learned piano and guitar and formed the R&B group System while attending Hilltop High School in Chula Valley, California. He was influenced by the folk of Bob Dylan and by the R&B of Ray Charles. After high school, Tom worked at nightclubs and eventually moved to LA to sign with Asylum Records in 1971. His career with Asylum produced his first 6 records to much underground acclaim in Australia and the UK. The Asylum Records were mostly piano-driven and featured lyrics about hobos and hookers, delivered in his gravelly, crooning voice. In the 80s, Waits switched labels, and with the change in labels came a change in his music. His debut with the new label Island Records meant Waits came out with an even darker interpretation of his telltale voice and a more musical experimentation with keyboards and strange instruments of his own design. His work with Island Records would be almost a high point for him, with Rain Dogs and Frank's Wild Years following his debut of Swordfish Trombones with massive cult success, all featuring his newfound love for macabre themes and vaudeville-type delivery. Waits' cult following has influenced many in rock and jazz. According to EmptyMirrorBooks.com, Waits has had a deep influence on modern jazz musicians, such as Carlton J. Smith, whose album Skinny Bone Tree is a direct allusion to a Waits song. Rock musicians such as Kurt Cobain and Bruce Springsteen have sung praises for Waits, as well as former late-night host David Letterman. Along with music, Waits has had a long career in art and film. His first movie, Paradise Alley, came out in 1971. He then appeared in many films throughout the 70s and 80s, including the 1983 film One from the Heart, during which filming for it, he met his wife and future music collaborator Kathleen Banna. His most recent film was Seven Psychopaths, in which he starred with Colin Farrell and A tape machine playing horse galloping noises, and a book of Bukowski. These are the things Tom Waits uses to create the music that has changed the world. The interest of Tom Waits' life and influence is undeniable, and his work is unprecedented. Write it for?